YouTube. Welcome back to the Knicks Cave. I'm Jan and Nick Fan, your host, and let's get right into it. But before we do, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment. You want to know when the next video going to drop? Hit that notification bell. Well, preseason ended with a blowout loss to the Washington Wizards, 131 to 106, 25-point lead. And I'm just going to get right into it. You know what I'm saying? This defensive scheme, I know a lot of people say, well, it got us to the playoffs, got us to the second round, and they're correct. But it only works on a team that's not having a good shooting night. I'm not going to say a team that's not shooting well. That's not a good shooting team, even though you have teams that don't shoot well in this league, but you do have individual players who actually shoot the lights out. And if you think about how the NBA was playing with this last year alone, the league took 38 to 39% of of shots from behind the arc. And what I mean by that, I mean that was the league average. 39%. Each team was shooting at least threes of 39% in a game. And this defense that the Thibs is running, it was made for the early 2000s when he was running with the Bulls when guys was barely can shoot. Let's just be honest. You know, you had a very few players in the league that can hit the three on a consistent basis back in the 2000s. So this defense will actually force guys into long twos because coaches get irate. Guys took a three and he wasn't a three-point shooter. But in today's game, everybody's shooting the threes. Power forward, center, everybody's shooting the three-point ball. So if you look at the stats, you say, okay, the percentage rise, field goal percentage, the Knicks did their thing, but they took 45 threes and they made 20. And that's all from this defense because the defense leaves too much room for the shooter to get in there. Like, all right, I'm just going to show you a play from Poole. Poole had 40-something points on us last night. But let's just see a play right now from Jordan Poole real quick. Now, as we watch this play, I'm going to let it run for a couple of times so y'all can look at it and see exactly what I'm talking about. And then I'm going to break it down. Well, me personally, I'm not going to break it down. I'm going to bring in an expert, and I'm going to give you a video. I'm going to let that video break it down. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you 3 videos. I got another video of the Washington Wizards breaking down the Knicks defense. But I'm going to give you 3 ways that teams are using offensive or whatever to beat this defense. And then I hope y'all can understand what I'm talking about. We have to switch up this style of defense, this scheme. All right, now this is the play. Now, I know y'all see the play. Now let's move over to the defensive. Let's just move over to how this play happened. You know what I'm saying? How it's going to happen continuously if the Knicks don't change their scheme.
First progression of how you want to attack ice,
Right.
and you can practice this.
And so again, the premise is ball reversal from the middle of the floor into a wing pick and roll, pass and follow. And so once Nick calls on ice, as I'm running into it,
Ice.
the defender. Now, this is a mistake a lot of young players make as that ice defender jumps. One of the things I don't want to do probably is try to force this situation like this. Like get in here, and all of a sudden Mace gets all tangled up. He can't get off it.
Yeah.
It's just a tangled mess, okay? So one of the things I'm going to do as a screener is I'm going to put Jefferson Mason in a good position by, as soon as that ice happens, ice. I'm going to come in, and I'm going to flip the screen, and I'm going to try to knock this defender off. Now, one of the things that Mace is doing is he's looking at how you're playing the coverage. If you're too far dropped, he's going to shoot it right in your face. Mm-hmm. And so what's
How many times we see that?
Coverage is to know the players involved. What are the players involved? Is this a shooter? Is this not a shooter? Is this a shooter or not a shooter? You've got to know the combination of players involved who's being guarded. So if I'm running into it, get back to the coverage, I reverse it, you call ice. I'm going to come and flip the screen. If Mace is a great shooter, if you're too far dropped, he's going to shoot it. That's number 1.
Now I want to run a second play. Now watch this play right here. Now, what I want to show you right now, a couple of other offensive plays that can easily break down that defense. Now, let's just go real quick.
Come into it, ice. I flip it. Now Mace is looking at you. If you're up too far and you're too far in, he's going to attack your outside shoulder. Okay. So these guards that are in these pick and roll scenarios, the more skilled they are, the better they are. obviously. So if they can shoot threes, it makes you have to press up. If you press up and you don't have great lateral quickness, he can put the ball on the deck and drive left. He's going to attack your outside shoulder. Okay, so that's two ways. Shot, attack your outside shoulder.
And that's what we seen in the last video I showed. If they play too deep back, he's going to come around and hit the three. If they get up to him, he's going to cut right around and just go around that left shoulder. Now, this play I want to show you because we see this play so much. It happens almost damn near every time we come down the court. And it happened on Jalen Brunson the most. Now, here we go to this play where I'm talking about right here, right now.
Third scenario is
Ice, ice,
ice,
ice.
ice, ice. I come in and flip it. You're to the outside now. He can't beat you outside. Now he can snake. He can cross over snake. I'm going to go behind. If he can beat you for shot, fine. If I get the trail guard behind me, I've got pocket pass here for shot.
Yep.
Okay?
Okay.
So that's the third way. Okay? The other way, too, is we can go into a post-up situation like this, too. So we're going to force a switch. A lot of times, if I get a good screen on this guard,
Ice, ice.
and Mace keeps you occupied, and now I'm rolling here, they're just going to slide behind and try to post up, and this is where I can get a Patty Mills on me, or I can get a Tony Parker, a small guard. I got a mouse in a house, and now you're in trouble. Okay, so that's another way.
Love it.
And what do we see? That how many times we see Jalen Brunson end up in that position, and that's because of the defensive scheme. So I'm not saying we're not going to make the playoffs or anything like that. I'm just saying that this coach is going to have to make some adjustments if we want to make it out the second round. Because last night, the Wizards, they exploited that. The game before that, the Celtics exploited. And I don't understand, there's a saying that if you keep doing the same thing over and over, that's the definition of insanity. Not linsanity, insanity. Whatever. I'm going to jump over to the starting unit real quick because this right here, the first column is most likely was going to be the New York Knicks starting unit. But you see I have a second column over there where you have Emmanuel Quickly starting. And this is why we're going to talk about the second unit and just some changes that could be made. And let's jump over to that second unit real quick. Isaiah Hartenstein, Josh Hart, R.J. Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, and Denver Chizio. This is right now the expected. I expect us this to be the bench to roll because Thibs is playing a 9-man rotation. So RJ is usually the first guy or usually stay on the floor with the bench. But if you look over to the second column, and I'm hoping Thibs, open it up, the rotation to a 10-man rotation. And you got Hartenstein, you got Jericho Sims, you got Josh Hart, you got Quentin Grimes, and you got Denver Chizio. And I think this second unit right here, this backup bench right here would be the best bench, to be honest with you, because right here on this bench, you have defense, you have offense, all mixed in one. And you have energy, and hustle play, because Isaiah Hartenstein, he's not the most athletic center, but he gives you nothing but heart and hustle. And then you got Jericho Sims, nothing but energy and hustle. He's going to get up and down the court. He's going to go after shots and try to block them. He's going to set picks, and he's going to, look to help on defense. Then you got Josh Hart. And the reason why I like Josh Hart in the second unit is because Josh Hart he's a setup shot shooter, what you want to call him. He's not a guy who need the ball continuously, a lot to score. We see how he scored mostly of broken plays. So he's not going to be a guy who Thibs really have to set design plays. Now, the reason I really like Quentin Grimes playing with these guys, because, and I'm going to talk about it a little later, because these guys look to share the ball. And I think Quentin Grimes will fit right in, and especially he's a good defensive player. Let's not forget. So him going up against another team, second tier, shooting guard, small forward, he should have the advantage on him. And that will really help us, the score-wise, help us, push the score up if we got a lead. If we got a deficit, then it can help us get back in position to take the lead. And I think that's what we do. And then we slide over here to Denver Chizio, because I like Denver Chizio. I like his hustle, his defense. If you watch the last couple of games, he got a couple of steals in the last game, a steal in the game. I think each game that he played in the preseason so far, he got a steal. He started off slow, but then he worked his way up, and I like the 3-point shot. He shot well over 30% with Golden State last year, career high, I think somewhere around 39%. So with him, and he can run the offense. You know what I'm saying? So he would not only look for other players, but when the opportunity presents itself, he's going to knock that open three down, and he's going to get open looks because the way teams back off today's point guard, Denver Cheese will be able to get an open shot. But he's going to look for Josh Hart, he's going to look for Quentin Grimes, and he's going to move the ball and actually get my man Jericho Sims and Isaiah Hartenstein easier baskets. This is why I like him. Then, because if we see what Emmanuel quickly does, Emmanuel quickly going to shoot first and look for you later. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know a lot of y'all seen the thumbnail, so y'all wondering what Grimes to be grimier. Well, this is how we're gonna get Grimes to be grimier. You know what I'm saying? We gotta put Grimes like I just said, we gotta take him out the starting unit. I'm just gonna be honest with you. The first reason is because if you look at the stats right here in the last the 4 preseason games, Grimes came out 6 points against Boston, 4 points against Timberwolves, 22 points again once they played, 22 points once they played Boston again, and then 5 points against the Wizards. And you know what's the trend in that? You know what sticks out is that the starters didn't play. That you heard what I said. He didn't play with the starters. So he was able to get out there and go up the court. In that Boston game, he shot 7 for 13. And any other game, he barely shot over 6. He had 6 field goals in the first game in Boston, and then he had 5, and then the last one in Washington, he had 4 field goals attempt. You know what I'm saying? And that's because R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, and Jalen Brunson, they're going to take bulk of the shots. Now, a lot of people say that Quentin Grimes got to step up this year, but he won't be able to if he's playing in that unit. Now, if he come and play for the second unit, he'll get the opportunity because not only will he become part of the focal point on offense, which I don't really think they have to be one guy gets it. That's what Emmanuel quickly do once he come out. I see that unit sharing the ball. And not only sharing the ball, I seen that unit being highly productive and scoring because they're sharing the ball. And you have guys in the right position. And let's just hold on for a second. Let's just jump back over to the bench real quick. In the first, like you see the bench, the predicted or the so-called as everybody's expecting the second unit to be. Josh Hart is going to be playing the power 4, and we seen how that turned out. We seen how that turned out in the last couple of games. He's not big enough to play that position, nor is R.J. Barrett. The only thing that's going to happen, we're going to get exploited. The double team going to have to come. And as you watch the video that I played earlier, is a mouse in the house. You're going to have a little guy on a 7-footer, and somebody going to have to come for help. Is going to leave an open 3-point shooter. Even if it's a 2-point shooter, it's going to leave an open man. Thibs got to. And I stress that to the fullest. He got to change the game plan. He got to. The defensive scheme that he's running is not working for this team. I'm hoping this guy change or somebody talk to him and tell him like, yo, it's not working. You got to change it up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, tell me what y'all think in the comments. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. But with that being said, I want everybody to stay safe, stay healthy. God bless and peace.